And what is good? First cup of coffee. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Goddamn. Grab me a smoke. Even though it's bad for you. That's right. I'm gonna laugh if anyone gets on. It's fucking early. We got one on the head count. Who we got? Who was in the house? It's probably Cameron because he's the only person up right now because it's probably 10 o'clock in Australia p.m. Oh. Yeah, it's Cameron. Long time no see. Long time no speak. Yup, this is very true. Dude, from what I can tell, I think all 1.5 way LSDs probably do some type of clicking and vibrating under vibration. It's not just the spoon one, I would assume, which is kind of makes me a little bit, because like it's not like I care about the car, like some people run, stiffer motor mounts. The car vibrates more. You have more dashboard rattle and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But to a degree, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's not a full-on track car, so it's like it's kind of going to be annoying. Like low revs and low mile per hour, you're going to hear this fucking clicking and vibrating. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I might just go with the OEM one then. And if I'm going with the OEM one, I might as well just get the fucking swap and then sell the ECU and the wiring harness, And that way, to a degree, you don't have to take apart the transmission and all that shit. I mean, it'd probably be a good idea to once over it, but I don't know. I'm debating. I mean, the M Factory, I've heard here. Let's look up this M Factory. Let's see what they say about it, if any clicking happens with that one. M Factory. RSX. It's a helical LSD. That's right. A quality Honda LSD at an affordable price. This LSD is precision machined from high tensile forged chromoly steel for increased strength and durability. Only the highest quality, bright, and best hardware is used. This is truly a quality product that puts the power to the ground and maximizes your vehicle's traction. Sounds great. I'll take one. That's all they tell you, though. They'll tell you, like, and it says application 2002 to 2006 K20 RSX Civic SI CTR ITR. So I would assume that's K20A ITR. But nonetheless, they don't tell you too much about the like even that gear driven place Yardman suggested to me. Doesn't really tell you too much. Diamond cut to be exacting tolerances from forged high chromoly blah blah steel, which allows perfect fitment and finish, ensures hassle-free installation and maintenance each and every time. Stress tested on loaded dynos, ensures our differentials are strong enough to handle the shock loads encountered during racing, yet also durable enough to handle the various loads encountered day-to-day driving. M Factory version 2 helical LSD is lighter, stronger, and more efficient than any other helical LSD on the market today. Well, that sounds like a gimmick. I mean, not a gimmick, but, tooting their own horn. Ours is the best. Buy ours. Yeah, Cameron says my car is just a vibrator with the 75A mounts. It's not even the vibration part that really, is the, I guess you would call it the deal breaker. It's more the clicking noise. I don't want to with some LSDs, like when you're going in reverse or certain clutches and stuff, like you're going in reverse, you'll hear it click a lot or whatever with like more aggressive ones. But I don't know, something about the clicking noise just in low revs in general. That's kind of, I don't know, that's just me. That's kind of sketchy. It depends how much clicking it is, how aggressive the clicks are. I'm just not sure. Because even Broke Dad, he was running just the JDM OEM LSD that comes in the K20A transmission, the Y2M3. And he says it makes a huge difference just that alone. So, I mean, as long as it's in good condition, I mean, it's like we're paying like $4,200 for the whole swap. I'll probably get $500 back for the LSD and maybe a couple $100 back for the wiring harness. So you'd be getting it for like $3,700 probably. Because this other place, they said that they just do the long block alone for like 30, I think it was 3,200 or something like that, or even 3,300. I was like, geez. I was like, here we can get them for 2,500. I was like, what the fuck? Cameron says, I've not heard about the clicking noise before. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. But Spoon on their site even on ICB, which is a place out in Arizona that has like all these JDM parts and stuff that are kind of hard to find. They say, here, let me get their verbatim what they said. ICB Sports. Spoon Sports. Go up a little bit. What the fuck is it? I just saw it a second ago. Dude, why is it so hard to find things you just looked at? It's a thermostat. What the fuck? Dude, I swear I saw it. Those are wheels, that's exhaust, bushing kit. Oh, right here. And fuck, ICB here in America wants $1,000 for it. It says product notes, side bearings included. Plate type differential with 30/60 degree ramps can be reassembled for different characteristics and preload. Then it says the last thing it says for product notes, internal gear vibration and clicking noise will be generated at low revs. True story. So that's kind of like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world or anything because it's like a good LSD or whatever, but I don't know. That's just me. I guess you can't have your cake and eat it. Cameron says, just watched a video on an SI with it clicking noise. Sounds bad. Damn, now I want to check it out. Let's see. Honda Civic SI Spoon LSD.
Hello, this is Andy of Japan Dyno, and I have for you a Spoon LSD for a DC5 Integra Type R. This is made by Spoon Company of Japan.
That's not what I'm looking for. An S80. But this fluid clunking was still there. It wasn't as bad when just running Honda MTF. Might add a little Ford friction modifier to quiet it down a little more. My daily driver, it scares people. Yeah, I really don't like the way that sounds. I mean, that's an S80, but I mean, LSD is LSD. Yeah, okay, Civic SI LSD clicking. Oh, hell no. Dude, that sounds fucking horrible. That almost sounds like when my timing chain was about to snap, like the tensioner was gone. And it would just be like, when you take a left turn, like in a roundabout.
Yeah, I think it's that side.
Dude, fuck that. Dude, that sounds like dog shit. Good God. Cameron says was buffering. It didn't say it was spoon. Yeah, it just said Civic SI LSD clicking. Yeah, it's probably the same video. That shit sounds fucking horrible. Because from what I can tell, it's any aftermarket LSD, which is really making me want to just get the OEM JDM Y2M3 LSD. It might not be better necessarily than the aftermarket ones, but I don't know. Something about that just seems sketch. We got 3 people on the head counter. Who we got in here? Who do we got in here? Dude, that sounds like they did something wrong or something. I don't know. Cameron says, yep, seen it on Kaz and Cusco. Yeah, it's a bummer, dude. Because, like, I mean, I definitely want a strong, like a stronger than factory LSD, but yeah, if you got to make compromises, sacrifices, like you have to hear that clicking noise when you take a turn or low revs, like fuck that. That sounds like some whack shit. Jamar's here. Sup, bro? Vampire life. You know it, bro. You know it. You're out in Cali, so it's like what? Fucking 4:30? Jeez. It's that AM life over here, man. Ooh. But yeah, for all y'all that didn't know, I might have to look into another type of LSD. Dude, me too, man. I wanted to get the spoon one, but I mean, if it's gonna be a clicking, vibrating fucking mess, just for getting traction to the fucking front wheels, both of them, like, you want to have some type of like drivability. You know what I mean? Because like if you're doing a track/daily driver, I mean, obviously if you're just doing a track car, go for it. You know, like deal with the clicking, deal with the vibration, all that shit, whatever. But for us that are daily driving our cars for the most part and going to the track on the weekends or some shit like that, um, that's not gonna work. Mar says, "Did you find a car?" Yeah, I'm going to scout it tomorrow, 9 a.m. at the beach. It's right. Guys sent me some more pictures of it. The interior, the two seats are pretty shitty, but I was gonna replace the whole interior anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that'll be a good room to haggle because the front brake pads need replacing, fog lights need replacing, seats obviously need replacing or repair, and then the window regulator. So I mean, those are little things, and like a window trim, like you know how you have black plastic window trim. It's all like the paint's all faded and it's like chrome basically. So I think these are good areas to haggle the price. He's asking 5,100 or best offer. Let's even get him down to like 4,500 bucks. Cameron says, same reason I don't want a twin plate clutch. Truth. Jamar says RSX. Yep, RSX Type S. It's a 2004 Arctic Blue Pearl. 128,000 miles on her. No rust apparently. Drives good. It's just a daily driver. So we'll see how that works. But back to what I was gonna say, for all y'all that don't watch FlyinGato or don't follow him on Instagram or Facebook, yesterday he had a pretty fucked up thing happen. He was going to get tech inspected for the car, and on the way back, he hit a huge chunk of rock in the middle of the road on a narrow road, and it made his wheel explode. Like literally, and it ripped his bumper lip off and ripped his bumper off and destroyed his rotor and stuff like that. So bad timing because literally this weekend he's going to do the hill climb. So apparently I talked to him on the phone and he stayed up all night getting it done, just busting it out. He got a spare set of wheels. He had an extra rotor, addressing the bumper and stuff like that. And apparently he's still going to do the hill climb. So that's pretty dope. Sucks that happened though. True story. But yeah, glad he's all right, man, because that could have gone a lot worse. He said that basically the setup was he could have yeah, Cameron says zip tie the bumper. Yeah, right. Yeah, your car's not a race car if it doesn't have at least one zip tie somewhere. But yeah, apparently like he couldn't have really avoided it. It was either basically go into the rock wall on this narrow road, and like Delaware Water Gap has these like rock walls, and then you know, if he would have went to the left, it would have went underneath his car and it probably would have gouged the oil pan or fucked up the transmission or who knows what, you know? So he kind of, I mean, definitely didn't, it wasn't like, you know, dodging a bullet altogether, but he definitely dodged a bullet because he didn't destroy his motors, like, you know, fucking shear off his oil pan or something like that. Because that'd be fucked. Cameron says zip tie stitching is pretty strong. Dude, zip ties are strong. Before I got my catch can, like when I was like test fitting my catch can, I had it set up with this like super hilarious looking like braid of zip ties, just like zip tie looms on zip tie looms, like almost looked like fucking braid. And that's how I hooked it up before I had like, you know, the right size bungee cord or whatever I used on there. And yeah, held up fine. Didn't vibrate or move around or anything. Zip ties make the world go round. But yeah, crazy shit, right? But yeah, excited, kind of nervous to go see this car tomorrow. I don't know why I get so nervous, just because like I don't want to be let down another weekend, not finding the right car and all that shit. Time, spending an hour here and there driving back and forth. Cameron says I got zip ties to mount my radiator overflow on mine. It's the way to do it, man. Because like things are kind of sketching me out a little bit. Hey, Jamar says vlog it tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. See, I was gonna do that with the one last weekend, and dude, it was such a piece of shit that I didn't even vlog it. I didn't even film one thing because I was so bummed out. I was like, dude, this is whack. This dude said the car runs and drives great. We're backing out of the parking space. I can literally tell the clutch is already roasted. Felt like a pillow, like no bite or catch to it whatsoever. Slipping in every single gear and shitty seats. Not that that really matters, but you know, it lets you know how the people treat their cars. Because I had my car for 13 and a half years and my seats weren't ripped like that, you know? But, and then just, you know, shitty fart can exhaust that looks like dog shit. Shitty pedal set that looks like RoboCop meets Transformers or some shit. I was like, dude, who puts this on there? Like, this shit looks whack as hell. Literally looked like a like Optimus Prime or some shit. I was like, dude, are you a Power Ranger? What is this shit? But yeah, the only things that worry me, it is a car that's been at the beach. I don't know if he has a garage or not, if he keeps it in a garage or not. He says there's no rust on it, so I'm gonna take his word for it, you know. But I took that other person's word. They said the car runs and drives great, and yeah. Jamar says rust in the pictures. I don't know, man. He sent me recent pictures and pictures in the ad and stuff, and like, you know, I don't see it. It's not like, you know, like me and Cameron were talking earlier. Like usually the first thing to get really rusty is the rotors. The rotors have been replaced, so there's no rust on those. The calipers have been repainted, and car's been repainted. So I mean, I'll check the underside of the car, and if it's like fucking orange, pretty much going home disappointed. Because I'm not buying it. I'm gonna check the trunk, the spare tire well, make sure there's no rust in there, and hopefully it's been a garage kept car. Because I mean, surprisingly, he got the car painted last year, so the paint looks like really fucking good. What worries me though is, did he get the car painted to get the car painted, or did he get it painted to hide rust? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, man, I'm just nervous. I get nervous. Cameron says check under for any body deadener. Jamar says, yeah, that's where I got fucked before. Bought a car and did not check the spare tire for rust, and it was there. Yeah, I mean, if water gets in there from like the bumper fitment, sometimes like you have like tail light to bumper gap, it'll seep in there and get in the spare tire well. You'll have water sitting there. It might not be much, but it'll be enough to create rust. And over time, if it keeps doing that week after week and it's unaddressed, it will get worse than just surface rust, you know? So I don't know, man. I just hope I'm not going to be driving an hour tomorrow to get let down again, because I'm not feeling the letdowns, you know? This if this one goes south, this will be 0 for 3. 0 for 3. Cameron says, take a straight pick with you. Poke the body deadener to check for rust cover up. What do you mean the body deadener? Are you talking like Bondo or filler or something? I don't understand. Body, I've never heard that term before. Body deadener. And another thing that kind of sketched me out, I've asked the guy for the address where we're going to be meeting. He hasn't given it to me yet. So that's kind of a little suspect. Jamar says third time's a charm. Let's fucking hope so, man, because Cameron says what they spray under the car, the black stuff. Oh, you're talking about like the rust protectant paint or whatever, like that that like rubberized coating or whatever. Yeah, it's a good idea. Cameron says, yeah, good to know. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think the price is right. I think, you know, for the amount of miles it's on the car, 128,000, that's not too bad, seeing as we are going to be taking out the motor, putting in the red top motor. The paint does look fairly nice for being only a year old. I don't know if it was factory, like, you know, DuPont paint, or took it to like a Mako or some shit like that. But yeah, I'm definitely not trying to buy a rust bucket. I'd rather buy a more expensive one that's been taken care of. Jamar says repainted may have been hit. Yeah, it has a clean title. It had one minor fender bender, and yeah, that's about it. Like on the Craigslist ad, it says, you know, it shows you a maintenance list of everything that's been done to the car. And it says in 2017, body and paint work done. So paint looks good though, honestly. I mean, the fitment looks good. Usually, like when you've had a car that's been hit a whole lot, like a whole lot, the fitment is kind of funky looking, but I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but as long as there's no rust and I can drive it home basically and not get fucked over. I think it'll be pretty worthwhile. But yeah, that beach, that saltwater air, man, it's kind of making me worried. Cameron says might have got the whole car sprayed through insurance cheap. Yeah. A lot of insurance companies will try to steer you to another body shop that does like subpar work, uses subpar materials. Like my pop shop, like we use DuPont factory fucking paint, you know, like it's when you get a paint job at our shop, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty expensive, but like it's done really well. True story. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm not inclined to buy a car just to get a car, you know, like at this point I've been almost friggin' 40 something days. Like tomorrow makes either 5 or 6 weeks. Like I've lost track at this point, because Sunday was I lost my car on a Sunday and it was like over a month ago. So I'm thinking it's 5 or 6 weeks. Damn, Karen said, yeah, paint on the S2K was 16,000. What? Are you saying 16K miles? I hope you're not saying 16,000. Holy shit. That's some candy color shit right there. Cameron says full bare metal. Damn. That's intense. That's expensive as hell. I need a cigarette after hearing that. Yeah, 16,000. Oh my god. Well, we're not that expensive. It's like $4,000 or less probably for a whole car to get painted. Jamar says candy paint camo. For real though. I mean, it is a nice looking S2000, like that, like candy apple red or whatever color that is. Your mom's S2000 is. Looks really good. Don't get me wrong, but 16,000. Holy shit. Cameron says, yep, candy red. That's crazy. After hearing that, I think I'll be that guy with like the rusted hood. Was quoted more at another. Oh my god, dude! I could have bought an S2000 for $16,000. Oh my god, the car alone, you can get a fucking Suzuka Blue S2000 for friggin' what 72,000 miles on it. Pretty solid. Fucking 16 G's. That's crazy. Cameron says, yep, spent more than the car's worth. Hey, man, you and me both, man. It's pretty bad when your RSX is only worth $2,600 and you fucking threw 10 racks in it. 10 racks in a $2,600 car that you paid $22,000 for fucking almost 14 years ago. Like, what happened to the car market? You know what I'm saying? Last time I checked, if a car is rare and hard to find, shouldn't it be worth more? It's like like DC2 Integra Type R's are selling for $40,000 now, and fucking an RSX is selling for like 3 G's. Kelly Blue Book value. That's fucked up. Cameron says the S2000 brand new was 75,000 Australian money. What does that come out to? So like our money is like almost friggin' double yours. Or yours is double ours or whatever. AUD to USD. You said 75,000. Jeez, even at that, yeah, here that would be 55 grand. Yeah, they weren't that much. They were like way less than 40. They're probably like $36,000 or something. That's crazy. Cameron says we bought it 4 years ago for 19K. Damn. Crazy. Yeah, I'm not trying to like hound this guy for the address, but I mean, I'm gonna need that address so I can plan my fucking route. And that's what I said to him. I was like, yeah, shoot me that address whenever you get a chance so we can plan our route. And days go by, no fucking answer. I mean, he sent me pictures and answered all my other questions. It's just kind of suspect. Like old Pennsylvania fuck gave me his address like week in advance. And then the silver one from last week, and that dude sent me, address days in advance, so it's just kind of weird. True story. Let's see. Karen says maybe he's just being careful. Yeah, I guess, but it's like, I mean, even if we're meeting in a public place, which is like 9 times out of 10, that's what people do. Or like, let's say you live in an apartment, you just give them your apartment complex. You don't give them your apartment number. That's like the dude in Pennsylvania. That's what he did. And then one from last weekend, we were meeting up in a parking lot of, some like fucking sporting goods store or something like that. So, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be coming to your house or something like that, stealing the car. It's just kind of bizarro. Because I get the whole people like blur out their plates. They don't want people to see their license plate number because they don't want you to come steal their car in case like a cop and you can run those plates. But at the same time, I do want to run those plates to make sure there's no like tickets or like warrants or anything holding onto that car that's like bad. You know what I mean? Like make sure the car's not stolen or, some shit like that. I guess that wouldn't be the case, but I mean, you definitely want to run the plates and see if those plates belong to that car, you know, and what kind of rap sheets on that car, if there is one. Cameron says on finance. What do you mean, like the car's not paid for yet or something like that? Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, at this point, I don't know how the hell that would be because it's a fucking 2004. It's a 14-year-old car. And make sure he's got the title. It says it's got a clean title, but talk is cheap sometimes, you know? It's like the guy from last week and said the car runs and drives great, and the fucking car had a roasted clutch, like literally. Cameron says, yeah, very true. Yeah, all this car shopping. Private sales, man, they made me worried. Straight anxiety. Cameron says if he has the title, it should be on finance. Then very true. Very true. But yeah, there's definitely something more comfortable about going to a car, like a dealership or a car lot, Auto Mart, whatever the fuck, because they're legit, you know? I mean, they might not necessarily be legit, but semi-legit, more legit than a private sale. But that's just me. I almost want to call this guy up and be like, hey, how's it going, man? Just want to touch base with you. And need that address. Cameron says dealer charges are a killer. They really are. They really are. The processing fee and sales and state tax and tags and all, like they add on so much shit. Like that last one with the S2000, $800 processing fee for a cash transaction. Like, suck my dick in the back. Are you kidding me? It's not like we're getting a fucking finance plan or getting an auto loan. It's like, dude, paying you $12,500 up front. Like, that's pretty much almost paid for. And the car was 15.9, so like there should be zero processing fee. That's some bullshit. Yeah, it just came down to like once I saw that it was like getting close to 17.5 or something like that after all the bullshit jumping through hoops at that dealership, I was like, dude, I sobered up real quick. I was like, dude, fuck this car. I can barely fit in it. It's two-seater, no cargo space. Might be an S2000, but I wasn't that impressed with it, honestly. Not enough to spend fucking almost $18,000 for it. Like, that's fucking crazy. I mean, it was a nice looking car though, but I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I bet I'd get a lot of hate from all the S2K people. They'd be like, dude, S2Ks are life, man. I guess, but not for me. Not my life. But yeah, summing it up, kind of nervous about it. Yeah. Trying to think we should call this guy up. Yeah, Cameron says life for midgets. Life for midgets. That's a good sum up. I'd have to be going from the neighborhood Jesus to Wee Man. Weed Man. Shades Weed Man. Cameron sent a photo. You sent a photo. Well, that's the same video. Civic SI LSD clicking. That sounds like installation error almost. Because the spoon one, it doesn't say anything about when turning or anything. It just says low revs, vibrations, and gear clicking, internal gear clicking. So I don't know what that's all about, but Cameron says, rip that seat out and sit on the fucking floor. Just get a pillow. Just put a pillow in there. Like while I'm driving around before we do the motor swap and like start swapping parts over, just a pillow. Like a fucking couch pillow. Be better off. Cameron says the Kaz sounded even worse. Damn. Yeah, I'm definitely, if that's the case, definitely OEM. I say it's hard to put in words. Okay, so like if I look at my figures again one more time. You got high number cost is like, well, yeah, you're looking at about $8,000 if you it's like I'd say $8,000 in that area if you're doing the full, like buying the swap for 4,200 with the factory LSD and gearbox and all that stuff. And that's probably a better option anyway. Because the K28-2 transmissions are like glass. You have fucking second gear problems. You got some serious bullshit. So I think the K20A is probably going to be a little bit stronger. You got a 4.7 final drive, this and that. And yeah, you're paying $4,200, but I can get rid of the wiring harness and the ECU. That's a good idea. Cameron says, I'm going to investigate my options now. I'll speak to Bede about it. Good look. Yeah, I'd love to know, man, because I'm all for getting an aftermarket LSD, paying a little bit of extra money or whatever, getting a fresh LSD. But if it's going to be a compromise of, having to hear gear clicking and vibration and stuff like that at low revs and turning and all that stuff, like that sounds like a fucking clusterfuck. Cameron says, I'll let you know. Good look. Yeah, luckily I'm not buying an LSD anytime soon. Well, I mean, soon within the next few months, or month or whatever it turns out to be. But I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Cameron says sounded like a CV joint clicking. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like that Civic Si video, it sounds like his timing chain's about to snap, and he doesn't even have a timing chain. So, like Civic Si, that series had a fucking timing belt. So that's kind of suspect. Could be an axle or CV joint or something like that. But something about it just doesn't sound mechanically sound. That's really what it comes down to, like gear, vibration, and clicking. To me, that's going to make me like a nervous wreck all the time. Like, is my car okay? Is it supposed to be doing this? Apparently so. So that's just like shitty. Just don't like it. I don't like the idea of that because, like, I can understand a rough ride because of coilovers. I can understand, stiffer motor mounts or inserts, and you get a little bit of vibration on startup and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not trying to have my car sound like a fucking death trap, basically, because that shit sounds like a death trap. Like clack, 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 clack. Sounds like a time bomb about to go off, which it probably would be. Cameron says it would piss me off. Exactly. And we know like K20Z1 and then putting the Type R LSD in there and the Carbon Tech Synchros. Type Rusty, he would be the first. I mean, Type Rusty, Broke Dad Garage. He would be the same one to, he'd be the first one to tell us, hey, it has clicking, or, you know, this is compromised, or the ride's bad. I mean, yeah, Cameron says those are good vibrations, mounts and suspension. Exactly. You feel you feel like you're one with your car, basically. It's more of that race car driver experience, but like clicking noises and shit, that doesn't sound like a good thing. I'm all for putting power to both wheels, but I don't know, something about that just makes me weary. And like that S80 video I was watching, the guy said when he was running Honda manual transmission fluid, it was like clicking pretty bad. And then he ran some type of other, you know, transmission fluid or something like that. And literally it made it a little more quiet, which is suspect, because Honda manual transmission fluid should be what you need, you know? It's like putting gear oil and shit like that in there. It's too thick, and it's gonna gunk shit up. Or that's what I've read, at least. But Cameron says, was a DC2R like broke dad's one here for sale, 20,000. God, that's not bad necessarily, but yeah, $20,000 for a car that's like what? That'd be 22 years old. It's fucking crazy, or whatever year it is. Fucking crazy. Cameron says, "Yep, Honda manual transmission fluid. Can't go wrong with it. It's the same people that made your fucking motor. You know, why would they give you the wrong thing?" I know it accounts into like we're modifying these cars, but I mean it's still the same basic uh, operating mechanics. You know, 01, I believe. Oh, okay, got you. So not 23 or 22 years old. That would be what, 17 years old. Crazy shit. Yeah, I just find that to be a travesty that an old Integra DC2 fetches more money. A Type R fetches more money than an RSX Type S. Like, that's fucking crazy. I mean, they only made what, like 668 of the DC2 Type R. So I understand to a degree, but still just bullshit. I wish my car wasn't a fucking non-repairable title. My chassis is fine. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, and they're not trying to fuck with it. That's what it comes down to. They gave it 128%, so they don't have to fuck with it, and they just have to write us a check for $2,600. Like, that's bullshit. And it's bullshit. You have to buy your car back for $500. Like, it's fucking bullshit. That's what pisses me off. Because if we would have known this, we would have just not reported anything to the insurance company and just said nothing happened. Like, literally just got the car towed back, cranked it over, and realized the motor's not seized, the electrical system works. There's a lot going on in favor of the car. It just has fucked up interior. That's it. Literally, the carpet and the seats need to be replaced. You're trying to tell me that's worth $3,100 or whatever? It's bullshit. Cameron says anything over 50% of repair value, they will write it off. And that's what they did. They said my car was worth $2,650, and they said the repairs were like $3,800 or 31 or whatever the hell it was. Basically, it came out to 128%. And basically, if it would have been 124%, the car would have got a salvage water damage title, and we could have rebuilt that car, got it reinstated by the DMV agent, and got it back to a rebuilt title. But because it was 128, it's non-repairable, aka a death certificate. Like, you can't drive that car on the street, which is just fucking bullshit. Complete and utter doo-doo. Smoke in the eye. If this car sucks, I'm gonna die. Dude, tomorrow better be awesome, I swear. If there's any rust on that car, and be like, dude, why would you tell me there's no rust on this car? Do you think we're stupid? This will probably be the one where I'm like very confrontational if anything's wrong with the car that he didn't disclose. They're like, yeah, I told you last weekend I drove somewhere. Dude said the car runs and drives great. Why are you gonna pull the same shit? Do you think we're dumb? Yeah, Karen says some insurance companies class flood cars as a biohazard. Basically, how it goes here. If the car's in a flood, they literally just won't even try, and that's exactly what they did because they're fucks. They are fuck boys and fuck girls. That's right. I think on a side note, if I can't find a, if I can't find a quality example of an RSX, I'm just gonna start buying music equipment like I used to, like a nutcase. Sam Crack rebuilds salvage car. Yeah, salvage you can do all day. Salvage is not a problem here. Like if my car had a salvage title, I'd be already building it right now. Pull the motor, pull the interior, and we'd already be starting because it's non-repairable. That is like a death certificate for a car here. Cameron says one of the parts cars he got was a flooded car parts only. Yep, that's exactly what non-repairable means, for only good to take parts off of. And some of the parts off the chassis, you can't even use those on another car apparently, or you can't use that chassis or something like that. But I'm pretty sure like any part that was on the chassis, you're not supposed to use on the car you're putting it on, which is like fucking bullshit. Ridiculous. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be a win. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Only the bolted on parts can be used, exactly. Very good point. Like, so you can't use any part of the chassis. Like, you couldn't cut out the quarter panels and, you know, anything like that. Or the roof. Fucking shit, what was I about to say before I start playing guitar? Yeah, hopefully it's a win tomorrow. I really hope it is. I hope there's no rust on that car. I can deal with some fucked up seats. That's a good way to haggle the price. The window regulator is a good way to haggle the price. Fog lights, brake pads, good way to haggle the price. But there's not too much you can do about rust, you know, unless you're just gonna cut it all out and get new sheet metal, which is a fucking pain in the ass. I mean, especially for a car that's like a 02 or 04, you really shouldn't have to do that. Like if your car has that much rust, you know, you really didn't take care of your car. Cameron says, I reckon you could, but that's major structural work, and in most cases, cut and shuts are not legal. Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, if it came down to like, I mean, I'm not trying to talk like illegal talk or anything, but I mean, like, I wish you could just fucking swap out the VIN number or something. That'd be so sweet, but apparently it's really illegal. Cameron says rebirth. Be dope. Just do my chassis for all the hell it's been through over the years and 13 years. Wing King, what up, man? He says, put that axe down, sucker. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Let's see. Cameron says, what time is it there? It's 10:20 p.m. there. Yeah, it's 8:20 basically here. 8:17 on the dot. Wing knows his shit. We're those East Coast people. Wing King, seeing as you're not a Facebook or Instagram or some shit happened to Gato yesterday. Let's see. Wing King says, what up, Cam? Then he says, what happened? Gato was going to get the car tech inspected for the hill climb tomorrow. And on the way back, he's grabbing some Burger King, the king of burgers. And then he was driving through the Delaware Water Gap, and there was a huge borderline boulder in the middle of the road in his lane, and he didn't even see it. And he didn't see it until it was too late, basically. And his options were to swerve into a rock wall or try to swerve left and just try to run over it. But apparently it was so big, if he would have done that, it probably would have fucked up the oil pan or the engine or the transmission or something like that. So he basically stayed in his lane and went over it like on his wheel, basically. And it made his wheel fucking explode. Broke the rotor, tore his bumper lip and his bumper off, and yeah. He said the impact alone fucked up his leg and his neck, and doesn't sound like fun. Wing King says, which car? The Prelude, the one he's hill climbing in today. But yeah, he stayed up all night, only got like 3 hours of sleep apparently, and had a spare set of wheels and an extra rotor and, you know, addressed the bumper and all that stuff, and got it all put back together, and he's still hill climbing today, which is dope. But, you know, fucking timing is everything, dude. That fucking sucks. Wing King says crazy, out of control. This world, man, it just seems to be getting more and more out of control every day. Like, it's crazy to think out loud. I lost my car in a flood. Your wheel can explode. People's hands can get fucked up. You know, all kinds of shit. Cameron says, determined Gato is. Wing King says he is embracing the grind. Hopefully I'll be embracing the grind soon tomorrow. Get in the car. Getting to work on this shit, man. So I have a weird feeling about it. Like, I should be super excited, but like, I think like seeing as this could possibly maybe be 0 for 3, super discouraging. I mean, it's great that you have the funds. It's great that you have the drive to go and look, but then it's like this private sale thing. It's really got me bummed out. Had Pennsylvania fuck with the supercharged one, flake out. Last weekend's silver one runs and drives great, has a roasted clutch, and it was just a piece of shit. And then this weekend, this one looks better, but yeah. Cameron says not to mention falling and nearly knocking yourself. Yeah, that's why I said the people fucking up their hand shit. Cameron had a mishap. This guitar needs tuned. Toonie Magoonie and the Toonieettes. Hello, fucking tune. That one. And that one. Let's see where we at. Wing King says, when are you going to get the car? I mean, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Do we know if we're getting the car? No, because what if, he says there's no rust and we find rust? I'm just going to be like the most mean motherfucker. Be like, dude, you tell me there's no rust. Fuck. Karen says tomorrow's RSX day. Hopefully, man. That would be nice. Wing King says, you like Chinese shades? Chinese food? Chinese music? What are we talking? Food, yeah, of course. Chinese food is essential. Yeah. Cameron says, smack that bitch if it's got rust. Seriously, just like whap. Cameron says, Chinese girls. Ooh. No comment. But yes. Wing King says, go to Jade Villa in Virginia Beach. Jade Villa. Wing King says, Japanese girls, no Chinese girls. The fuck? Only JDM girls. Oh my god. Wing King says they have cool shit like rabbit. Food is great. I'm not a big rabbit fan. I've ate rabbit like once or twice. I like lamb. Like if we're going like weird, cute little animals, lamb's pretty fire. I'm noodling. I'm the noodler. That's how you sum up Shades Wade guitar style. I'm the noodler. Just fucking around. Cameron says lamb is good. Yeah, dude. Rack of lamb. Oh my god. I hate to kill little animals, but Jesus. Jesus, you little cute animals. I hate to be a jerk. But just think about this. Do you think there was any vegetarianism from a T-Rex eating all the other dinosaurs and shit? Do you think a lion thinks about vegetarianism when he's taking down a gazelle? It just doesn't happen. We're animals, man. We're just evolved. We wear watches and have cell phones. We're still animals. Wayne King says they're sizzling lemon. Beef is good. Cameron says I stay away from goat. Yeah, goat. That's another one that's not on my list. Goat. I mean, I guess if I was like in a third world country and that's all they had, and like we were just gonna go kill a goat and eat it or something, I mean, I guess I'd have to. You know, but that'd be a survival type thing. Wing King says I like salt and spicy crabs. Yeah, seafood's fire. I mean, shrimp, scallops, crabs, down for all that. I'm more of a, if we're going like seafood, like I like a lot of sushi, like spicy tuna, salmon, eel roll. A lot of people are like detested. They're kind of scared about eel, like eating eel. They're like, that's like a snake. That's gross. Like it's, ew. It's like, dude, it tastes like fucking delicious chicken. Throw some eel sauce on that shit. It's like delicious. I don't understand. Wing King says beaver. Only when I'm hanging out with Justin. Justin has a hot plate in the back of his Odyssey, and he's just like cooking up a fucking sauteed beaver. Yeah, I think Justin doesn't come here anymore because I think we make fun of him too much. Because he's always like, dude, I'm working. That's why I don't come to streams. And then like you go look at like Gear Runner or Throb Nation stream, and he's always there. I'm like, Wayne King says, LOL. Cameron says in third world countries they eat everything from the animal. Yeah, dude, seriously, like the intestines, the brains, the fucking eyeballs. Oh. I guess if you're in a third world country, like give no fucks. Food's not plentiful and surplus mode, but I don't know. That's fucking gross. Wayne King says LOL. Cameron says possum stew. Ugh. What the fuck's next? A Nutri-Rat? You guys ever seen Steve-O video? Like the guy from Jackass, you know, that's always wearing the leopard thong or whatever and does crazy shit like staple his nutsack to his leg. He has his own derivative that was before that, the Steve-O video, and literally he eats I think it's beaver, Nutri-Rat, and squirrel. He eats those three things, and when he gets to the Nutri-Rat, like he loses all his shit. Oh my god, it's fucking horrible. Wayne King says snatch sandwich. Yes. So you're familiar with the Steve-O video? I used to have it on DVD. I wish I still did. That shit's an eye opener. Like on a level of God, I don't even know how you describe it. Like stunt man meets just like oddball character meets like gross as fuck shit. That dude's a fucking pioneer. Like setting yourself on fire on the top of a hotel roof, doing a fireball front flip into a swimming pool that's like 35 feet down and not cracking your head open. Like, dude's a fucking nutcase. He does some serious shit. And a fun fact, he fucking graduated from what's that shit? Barnum and Bailey's Clown College, which is harder to get into than Harvard, which is a statement in itself. It's like, yeah, you have a better chance of getting into Harvard Law or some shit. It's like, what the fuck? Cameron says, like Bear Grylls eating spiders and drinking water from elephant shit. Oh my god. Oh man, what a colorful amount of topic today. Talking about people having car accidents, talking about buying cars, we're talking about 1.5 way LSDs clicking and gear vibrating. Yeah, Wing King, I don't think I'm going aftermarket LSD. From researching. Aftermarket LSDs have some serious gear clicking at low revs and turning, and doesn't sound like what I want. I want my car to sound boss. I don't want my car to sound like a ticking time bomb every time I take a roundabout turn. That's some fuck shit. True story. So what it might come down to is maybe I will get the whole swap, sell the wiring harness and the ECU to make some money back, and then just run the K20A Y2M3 transmission with the LSD already in there, because that would probably be a good idea. But we'll see. If there's a like M Factory, I'm pretty sure the M Factory doesn't do that. At least from what I could tell, I've seen people run it. Oh my god, that was the best ever. Wing King says queef LSD makes farting sounds. You just shift gears. Oh, that's great. That's so great. And it's ironic too, because it's quaif or quife. Then I always make the joke, I'm like, queef, whatever the fuck it is. Oh man. Surprised I haven't thought of that joke before. It was funny because I was asking Honda Vlogs yesterday. I was like, hey, you remember how you ordered me hard race parts and fucking Exetti clutch disc? So I gave him my parts list, and it had a spoon thermostat, spoon steering wheel, spoon LSD, before I found out obviously about the clicking noise. So it was a bunch of spoon parts on there. And literally we typed at the exact same time, basically the same type of prowess. I typed to him, and no, I don't need a fork to go with my spoons. And then literally he fucking writes, no forks? I was just like, that's too small of a world shit. Eye to eye. Cameron's laughing his ass off. Wayne King's LOL. And George Bonnie, what up, dude? Hey. How you doing, man? Top of the morning. How you doing, laddie? George says, what's up, guys? Just shooting the shit, talking about some shit. George, what do you know about 1.5 way LSDs and the apparent clicking noise and gear vibration that they have? Because I did not know this. I knew some of them might have it, the more aggressive ones, but apparently a lot of the aftermarket LSDs have a clicking noise. I'm not happy. That alone makes me just want to go with the OEM JDM K20A Y2M3 LSD. Just save myself the trouble. Because we want our car to sound good. We don't want it to sound like a fucking time bomb. It's just unfortunate because, you know, aftermarket LSD is a bit stronger, probably a little bit better results for getting the traction to the wheels, you know, better traction to your wheels. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth the sacrifice of having a comfortable ride, comfortable driving, not having to hear click, 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 kind of like that. George says, I know shit about trannies, really. You ever been on a date with one? Oh. Cameron says, hey, you George. Wayne King says, sick. George says, probably what the average dude does, and maybe. And maybe. Oh, my goodness. Oh, George, also, I don't know if you follow FlyinGato on Instagram or Facebook, but Cameron says, spool the fucker, no clicking noises then. Spool it? What do you mean? Because apparently it's either certain like more aggressive LSDs have like a cone type system in there, and then the other ones have like fucking gears or something like that. I don't know. I've read so much. I've lost all cognitive what's what. George says, no, I'm not on either. Got you. Well, he went to go get his car tech inspected and passed, was on the way back and hit a giant boulder in the road and made his fucking front wheel explode. What are the odds, man? The day before hill climbing for the weekend, his last weekend, keep in mind, that's fucking crazy. Crazy. Ooh. Damn, I can't believe I've already been up for 5 hours. I woke up like 3:30 in the morning. George says, damn, is he okay? Yeah, he's okay. He said he fucked up his leg a little bit, like his leg hurts and his neck hurts from the impact. Wayne King says tech inspect. Whoa, that's fucking crazy. That's a play on words right there, dude. That is a hell of a play on words. I was like, tech inspect. I said it out loud. I was like, that was amazing. Cameron says only good for straight line and burnouts. Truth. George says, holy shit, dude. Yeah, it made the whole wheel like fucking explode. New subscriber, Iron Man. Oh boy, this dude's not coming here and be like horrible, I bet. Stock picture. She's like, Iron Man says, are you a gamer? A bit. Not like a full-time. I'm not like ninja or nothing, but you know, I game, yeah. What's up? Thanks for subscribing. Am I a gamer? Just sitting there. Wait. My warm-up this morning on solo, I got second place, and I was really pissed because I deserved to win that. I got face fucked. Ran out of materials. And the sad part was I had like maxed out materials. It was a build battle. Wayne King says a really bad one. Yeah, apparently. If I got second place, warm up. I should have got first, man. You're either first or you're last. Fucking Iron Man here. I'll show you my most recent uploaded clip on my other channel. A 275-meter sniper shot, bro. We're talking some serious badass shit. Booyah. For all y'all that don't follow my other channel. I have a secondary channel and I don't use it anymore because I don't have a DC5. We live DC5s now. We dead DC5, so just doesn't feel right. I used to stream over there all the time and then put out videos like installation videos and shit over here, but now that you know, now that I don't have my DC5, it just doesn't make sense. George says LOL. George says that was you. That was me. Dude, 275. The world record is 278. So like I almost shit my pants. I was like 4 more meters, man. Ninja's gonna be pissed. Because that dude's getting like paid like almost $1 million a month or some shit. He makes like $700,000 a month off gaming and YouTube and shit. And I make 0. So the fact that I could even get close to it was pretty made me happy. I was like, holy fuck. Me and Eric were geeking out over that, like, because he was like, dude, if you like, my record before that was 242 meters, which is like almost 2.5 football fields. Like that's like a fucking crazy ass shot. Then I did 275, and literally like we were both geeking out like crazy. It's like, did you really just fucking hit him? And not to mention, out of like less than 10 sniper shots, I knocked one dude down. Then his teammate, I didn't knock him down, but I got a hit on him for like 140 or something like that. But he had full shield. Time to nerd out about some games. George says you keep at it and you'll do just fine. Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't really see myself as like trying to be a professional gamer or anything like that. I mean, especially with Fortnite. Fortnite is like ultra competitive. You could be amazing 1 second and then you know, get knocked out within 2 minutes in the fucking next round or something like that. So it's a really spontaneous game. It doesn't matter how good you are, you can get fucked over like all the time. But there are like some online card games and shit like that I like playing. I've entered tournaments and stuff like that. Didn't do too good, honestly. Got knocked out first round. I was like, holy shit. Next time I do this, I'm going to do my homework. These motherfuckers are good. Wayne King says, watch Tekken Tag Tournament 2, best combos, hump pump on YouTube. Let's look at this. Let's see what Wing's got for me. Hump pump. I don't know how I feel about this.
Best combo.
Already good. Explosions.
We need that. That's how we play Texas.
JC.
I knocked it out. Oh, fuck, nigga. Hold on. We got to go back. That's what you cut. Pick the wrong stage. Shit. TJ. Snoop D.O. double drizzle.
Snoop D.O. double drizzle.
The buck on the buck clock. Babylon.
Babylon. What the fuck?
Crack shit. Alright, so the rules is no moves except for that one move.
No moves except for that one move.
Run that. You get hit with a regular move, you lose the round.
What the fuck?
Nigga.
Oh my god, what in the fuck?
Fuck. Oh, we gonna keep rolling. We gonna roll with it.
Y'all can see what I'm watching.
Oh, nigga, I'm sitting with the cross up, nigga.
Oh, it's too good. That's great. Oh my god. That is some funny shit right there. Wing King says Gil is funny. Adept Joe's here. Boom. Shaka. Wing King says Joe is here. Adept Joe says what's happening, Shades? Have you bought a new car? Going to check out another one tomorrow. Apparently it's like a needle in a haystack, dude. Adept Joe says sup, Wing King. Wing King says LOL. Looks like they're scissoring. Good fucking god. How on earth did you find that, Wing King? That's what I want to know. And while you're going to tell me that elaborate story, I'm going to get some more coffee. It's a biscuit. Holy shit. Good God, that's a lot of comments. Let's see. King says Gil is funny. Boom. Joe's here. I already read that. He has a lot of music videos. I've subscribed to him. GMC for sure is the channel. George says clicking in the LSD. I really did catch all that. Can you say that again? Cameron says clicking in a 1.5 way LSD. George says what is it caused by? George says engagement. Cameron says turning slowly. Wayne King says, okay, I guess he had to brew some coffee. I was getting this biscuit. Good God. Let's see. Cameron says, sounds like a CV joint click. Deb Joe says, Wayne King is Wilder ducking. More like it's Joshua backing out. That's just me. Karen says, fuck the coffee. JD and Coke here. George says, oh, okay, wish I knew more. I build an engine, no problem, but only know basic shit when it comes to transmissions. Cameron says, same here, trannies, LOL, scary. Truth. Wayne King says, nope, Wilder isn't. Deb Joe says, K. Wayne King says, but Joshua may lose his next fight. Oh, Deb Joe says, LOL. Wayne King says, yep, it could happen. Povetkin nearly got beat by David Price. I want to see Fury versus Wilder. That'd be dope. That'd be a hell of a fight. George says, hey, Wing, what is your pick? I've been trying to figure it out. Wayne King says, I know, but he still has a shot. Deb Joe says, nah. Cameron says, valve cover. Wayne King says, Yasuki. Camo says, Jay's blue. Deb Joe says, they know it's just another $20 million payday before they take a risk and fight Wilder. Wayne King says, which pick? George says, the pick you use for YouTube. Cameron says, teal. Wayne King says, Joe, they haven't even announced the Povetkin fight yet. Wayne King says, my avatar is Yasuki. George says, oh, okay, thank you, sir. Wayne King says, look him up, George. Deb Joe says, oh, I thought it was announced. Biscuit time. Caught up. Is it sketch? This guy just sent me the address and says, we're meeting in an elementary school. Does that sound sketch? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Deb Joe says, that's not a biscuit, that's a scone. But a scone would have, like butterscotch or toffee or blueberry or flavor. This is just like bread and butter. Mm. And Deb Joe says, any of you watching UFC tonight? I'm not a huge UFC fan, honestly. It's a little too much gay pretzeling. I think it's like, it takes a lot of hard work to, you know, fight in the UFC, in the motherfucking octagon. But honestly, too much gay pretzeling on the ground, you know? Cameron says, seems strange meeting at a school. Wayne King says, seems strange, shades protect your butt. Well, like literally he texted me and said, that's you teching humping. Says, no I said, thanks for sending more pics, 9 a.m. works. And he says, no problem, we can meet here because parking is limited. It's 1 minute away from my house, blah, 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 elementary school, and has the address. So apparently it's due to parking, you know. We could meet at his house, but parking is limited, you know. So Cameron says, meet him at the local police station. Yeah, honestly, I see what my pop thinks because he's pretty badass. Because like if you think about it, in this day and age, like almost everyone owns a gun. You know what I mean? Most people own firearms. So like if it comes down to like, let's say we were gonna get robbed or something like that, I mean, how does he not know we don't have a gun? You know what I mean? How does he know we don't have a bigger gun or more guns or some shit like that, you know? Oh. George says, yeah, dude. Winking says, George, did you check Yasuki out? Adept Joe says, do you own a gun, Shades? Me personally, no, I don't. But that doesn't mean someone else doesn't. Wing King says, what elementary school? Fucking. I sent it to you, Wing. Let's see. Dep Joe says, Karen says, we have a very tight gun control here in Australia. I believe it, dude. Deb Joe says, are you legally allowed one, though? Of course. I got a clean record. Winking says, I will tell you if the area is bad. George says, no, sir. What is a game? No, sir. What is a game? Not sure. Oh, what is it a game? Oh, okay. I see you're talking about Yasuki. Old school. Old George Bonnie says, God, I sound old. Old school says he pulls a gun, pull a gun. And then you say, that's not a gun. This is a gun. Pops with a hand cannon. Desert Eagle .50. When King says no, Avatar brother. Dev Joe says, so how does it work? If you have a clean record, you just go and buy one? Pretty much. Dev Joe says you don't need permits or a license. I mean, you need, like, if you're going to carry it around, you need a concealed carry permit. But other than that, I mean, you can own it. Dev Joe says, or a license. Cameron says, LOL, old Crocodile Dundee words. Almost, that's not a knife. This is a knife. Winking says to carry concealed. Dev Joe says, that's crazy. It is crazy. But nonetheless, George Bonnie says, yeah, dude, even if you don't have a clean record, I can get you anything. Old school says, yep, that's where I got it from. LOL. Good old Crocodile Dundee with that big ass fucking knife. Getting crazy. I mean, meeting in an elementary school seems kind of suspect, but I mean, I can understand because a park in VA Beach parking is pretty ridiculous. I mean, it is pretty wild style. George says, I can get you a human foot by noon today. It's like the Big Lebowski. He's like, dude, you don't even want to know, dude. There's ways. You need a toe? I can get you a toe by 3:30 today. It's like they give us a little toe, and we're supposed to piss ourselves. It's like there are ways, dude. Oh my god, that movie's great. Fucking pulls out the fucking gun for dude putting his toe over the line with nail polish. Yep. Pulls out the fucking Glock or whatever gun it is, and fucking he's like, am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules around here? Fucking mark at 0. Wing King says that area is good, man. Cool. Yeah, I mean, 9 in the morning. It's not like we're meeting at 9 o'clock at night or something. So I mean, I think I'm just being a little paranoid. I'm a overly cautious person, you know. Old school says, "What up, everyone? Good morning, everyone. What up, old school? How the fuck you doing, man?" On a scale of 1 to 10, how worried would y'all be if you were going to buy a car that's at the beach because of the saltwater air and rust and stuff like that? He says there's no rust, but just because they say something doesn't mean it's true. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just don't want to get let down and go 0 for 3. I'm trying to get a win. Tab Joe says, George, can you choose the polish color too? You know it. George says, you'll have your dad there. What's up, old school? Very true. Yeah, my pop's like the type of person that would, like, if somebody pulled out a gun, he would like smack the shit out of them before they would use it. Oh, let's see. George says, hell yeah, Joe. Joe says, Shades, buy a motorbike. Dude, I feel like I would get killed on a motorcycle. I'd get too wild style. Popping wheelies, doing endos, doing some biker boy shit. Old school says 5 maybe. What do you mean 5 maybe? 5,000? He's asking 5,100 best offers. I mean, seeing from the pictures, the seats are ripped, and you know, there's some areas of, you know, hey, this needs some work. So like maybe I think we'll be it's 5,100 best offer. So I think we can get it down to like 45. Wind King says salt in the air is fine. No rust from that. Yeah, I asked my pop. I was like, you worried about rust on this car? Because it's like by the beach, at the beach. He was like, no. I was like, really? It was like salt on the roads. He was like, I mean, all that does, all the beach does to your car is make your rotors like bright orange. Then you rinse them off and it's gone. I was like, okay. 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 Adept Joe says shades, don't buy a Honda. Well, you know, it got me 13 and a half years in. First car, still kicking. I mean, it's been through a flood and it still runs. So, I mean, a Honda's clearly where it's at. Wing King says, had my FA5 there for 4 years and no rust. That's true, too. You were at Hampton Roads and stuff like that. Old School says, don't buy a Honda? What the fuck? LOL. Adept Joe says, Audi. Fuck a Audi. You gotta spend like $100,000 to get a good Audi. I had friends in high school with Audis and their windows were broken and shit. Like wouldn't roll up and roll down and alternator problems and all kinds of shit. I mean, I guess that's with every car, you know, could be a bad alternator. Luck of the draw, but Audi A5s and shit like that, I don't like them. George says you'd think salt would fuck cars up. Cameron says Honda's life. Old School says Audi. Nah, bro. Yeah, Cameron says Audis are a bitch to work on. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They have a lot of problems with them, whether it's the parts themselves or getting the parts in. Wing King says makes oxidation spots on aluminum and steel parts under the hood. Not really worried about that thing because we're replacing the motor, so it doesn't have to look pretty or anything as long as it drives good. Wing King says, I'll send you a pic. Old School says, yeah, they are. My niece had one. Hood was popped all the time. Working on it more than you're driving it, you know what I'm saying? True story. But yeah, I mean, he sent me some more pics of it. Wing King says, fuck German products. Old School says, nah, I don't. Adept Joe says, you don't like Audi. Old School. He doesn't. I'm not a big fan either, honestly. The R8's pretty nice, but you got to spend 100 G's for one of those. Let's see. Okay, so we give you all the little slideshow. These are the updated pics he sent me. So there's the front of the car. Looking pretty. Fitment looks good on the headlight to bumper. Type R lip looks good and stuff. Paint's fresh. Let me get to the back. Pretty standard looking, except for that passenger side bumper bracket. It has a little bit of a sag, but he's going to include a fresh bumper bracket. And then dashboard looks good and stuff like that. If this shit will focus. I mean, dashboard looks pretty fucking clean, honestly. Steering wheel looks clean too. No rips or anything on the steering wheel. I mean, I'm going to be replacing the steering wheel anyway. It's not really a deal breaker, but man, fucking focus. If it won't focus. Focus. Man, fuck that picture. So here's where things get a little Adept Joe says the hood is lopsided shades. No, it's not. Barely. The seats is this is gonna be a nice wig. Man, if this shit does not fucking, that's why we hate technology. Turn down the screen brightness. Here's where the wiggle room's coming in. Look at those seats, man. Those bitches are ripped. I mean, I'm gonna be replacing the seats anyway, but still. You look at the side skirts and shit. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Only thing with the, you can see in this picture, look at the window trim. It's all the black paint. It's like chrome basically because all the paint fucking came off. But yeah, fucking fucking Adept Joe says the hood is lopsided. Barely. That's a fitment issue. And honestly, that's like not bad at all. It could be the bumper, it could be the headlight. All that can be fixed. That ain't shit. I'll tell you this, it's better than having a big dent mark in your hood like I had. Let's see. Cameron says, except FK, only Euro to have. George says, that's a cool looking car, dude. I hope it works out. Wayne King says, BRB. Dab Joe says, it is. Go back to the pick. I see what you're saying. It's like fucking minuscule. I've seen way worse hood fitment. That's why I'm not worried about it. And you can adjust that shit. Rich Rod's here. What's up, Shades? Just waking up here in the West. What up, Rich? How you doing, man? George says, sup, Rich. Cameron says, rise and shine, Rich. Old School says, yeah, man, looks like a good ride. Hope no sucker shit goes down with all the L's my boy Shades has been taking. He deserves to win. Glad you're not the only one that thinks that, because I'm definitely been taking L's, dude. Definitely. Rich says, how's it going, everyone? Deb Joe says, yeah, fitment issue possibly due to damage. Nah. If I've had plenty of damage on my car, had the front rebuilt and the rear rebuilt. Even if they do the work fine, you can make shit fit and make it look pretty fucking good. George says, does it have a service history? That's pretty important. Yeah, he showed me the Carfax. Honestly, there really wasn't much in like service history. It was more just like getting inspected. So I would assume getting inspected, to pass inspection, that's good enough, there's like 15 fucking service inspections on there. So let's see. Adept Joe says, I hope you get what you want. Old School says, what up, Rich? Adept says, how many miles is on it? 128,000, but we're putting a brand new motor in it, so it doesn't matter. We're more just buying it for the clean title, the shell, et cetera, et cetera. George says, if it was hit or in a wreck, you'd be able to tell. Rich says, is this a different car you're looking at? It's the same one. I'm going to check. Not that fucking blue one that was had the black hood, the black roof, and the black trunk, and the ugly Cosmes wheels. This is a clean looking one that's got a Type R kit all the way around. He's got an extra set of white Type R wheels and stuff like that. So yeah, going to check it out tomorrow. Hey, it's funny you mentioned that, George. You said if it was in a wreck or hit, you'd be able to tell. How many of you guys would have thought my car had been in 2 major collisions, front and rear? Like, if you do the work right, you won't even tell. Like, if you put the time and effort into getting it fixed. First wreck was $12,000 worth of damage. Fucking second wreck in the back, girl ran into me with a Jetta. It was like $6,000 of damage. Rich says, yeah, I hope that one works for you. Wayne King says, me. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, mine wasn't like that. You know, mine didn't, like, the things that were quirks about my car, it wasn't necessarily because of the damage that it had in the past. It was more just like the bumper tabs were broken, or, you know, the knuckled hood or this or that. Old School says, did you ever see the blue and black one shades or no? Dude never contacted me. I talked to him one time. We set something up for today. Haven't heard one word back from him. D-bag. And his car sucks anyways. Fuck that car. All that shit he put on there. That's a lot of headaches having to, we got to paint the hood. We got to paint the roof. We got to paint the fucking trunk deck. We got to fucking take those stupid ass wheels off. We got to take the stupid ass coilovers off. Like, anybody that buys an RSX and then buys $350 fucking fourth rate coilovers, like, what are you doing? Wayne King says Carfax. Richard says you deserve it. Thanks, man. Cameron says Jetta, fucking Euro. Yeah, bro, it was a turbo Jetta. Wayne King says VW GTI. George says, yeah, that's true about the outside, but if you get under it, frame might be wrinkled, a little core support. Yeah, true. Wayne King says saving money. Old School says straight busta. See what I'm saying? Busta shit. Yeah, well, its car in general was a busta car. Busted ass car. Like, it just didn't. I was settling because it was 20 minutes away from here. You know, it was like next town over, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most. Thought it'd be a good strategy, but never buy a car just because it's close to you. See what's out there, you know? Wayne King says, I am buying Chinese coilovers for my next car, $150. Don't do that. You don't want to do that, man. Chinese food almost costs more than that. But yeah, guys, summing it up, that's about all that's going on here. Fucking Old School says, tell me how that works out for you, Wing. LOL. Exactly. Spring just seizes. Just falls off. Who knows what. George says that's funny. Oh, real though. Wing King says LOL. Ooh. But yeah, I think if we end up getting the car tomorrow, I think Monday I'm gonna head over to the shop and start pulling off parts off my old one. Get my strut tower bars off, pillar bar, K Pro, Pioneer double deck. What else? Type bar, fucking shift boot, and all that stuff. George says, what are you doing today, dude? Kicking it, man. Probably gonna get some good sleep. Try to get prepared for tomorrow. Get my ducks in a row. What a weird fucking phrase. Get my ducks in a row. Wayne King says, sell that Pioneer. Oh, no, I'm going to sell it. Don't you worry. I'm getting that Join Android doubled in so I can hook it up to K Pro. I can root the app. We know I can. That's going to be dope. That thing's expensive, though. That thing's $400. I was splurging with the Pioneer for like $350. Now, I'll probably sell that for $200 to somebody. Give them a good deal on it. And then that's about it. Get the Join. Because that thing's sick. It'd be nice to have K Pro hooked up on the fucking View so you can see all the gauges and stuff. I really won't even need a wideband at that point, you know. I'll have a wideband in there. Be able to look at it at all times. I mean, I still have a wideband too. I don't know if any of you guys are looking for a wideband. I mean, I'd sell it to you for like $100. AEM wideband with O2 sensor, man. Fucking but then I'm trying to think what else. I need to debating which Type R wheels I'll be running. If I get the white ones with the deal, or my silver ones I have. Because if I run the white ones, I need to get some new center caps because his center caps are pretty faded, and that just looks whack. But the condition of the wheels looks pretty good though, honestly. I mean, for 600, like, you know, $600 extra on the deal. So like, let's say we get him down to like $4,500 and then get the wheel. I'd give him $5,000 for both. Honestly, I think that's my comfort, like my comfort level. He's asking $5,100 just for the car. Then the Type R wheels he's trying to sell separately for $650. So let's say we get him down to 45. And then just say the wheels are $500 because of the center caps. Because a set of center caps is like $165. And you know, just be like, dude, $5,000, take it or leave it. I mean, $5,000, I think that's a good deal. I mean, I think it's fair, honestly. The seats are fucked up. The window trim's fucked up. The window regulator on the driver's side's fucked up. Needs new brake pads. Like, that's just my 2 cents. I mean, what would you guys pay for it? 128,000 miles. You've seen the pictures. Old School says white Type R wheels are dope. They are, man. I really wanted to run with my silver one, but silver and white, something about it just looks a little not super class. Doesn't look as mint. But on a blue car, white pops a lot better. Two, four, six, seven. 2, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Go. Winking says 4,600 without wheels. Winking says 4,600 without wheels. Old School says, yeah, they do. Rich Rod says, I would start lower at like 4,700 cash and deal from there. Yeah, I just think if I was going to get the wheels with it, I'd just be like, dude, 5 racks. You know? Because he's asking $650 for the wheels, but like he's got to take into account the center caps are almost completely faded. You can barely even see the red Honda emblem on them, you know? Like, I'll show you on my phone. Let's see. George says 45K, but you know the market better than me. You know what it's worth when you put hands on it and look it over. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, things we have to work with on the haggling. The seats are fucked. The window regulator needs to be installed. And the brake pads need replacing, and the fog lights need replacing. So I mean, those are rooms to wiggle on. But let's see. Yeah, this is. Man, why'd you do that? Come on, don't do that. Hello, work. Let's see if this gives y'all an idea if the phone will focus. It's because it's too bright. God damn it. Hello. See what I'm saying? It's like you can barely even see that bottom left one or bottom right one. You can see that H emblem a little bit, and the other ones are like completely faded. And not to mention all, there's 2 tires that they're the same brand, then 1 tire different, then 1 tire different. So there's 3 different types of tire brand on it, and they're like not in great shape, like bald as fuck. Winking says, and I would have to fix that. The center caps are metal, right? I think they're plastic. I don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. They could be metal, but I think they're plastic, honestly. Old School says, shit, Winking can take care of that. George says, those are nice wheels. Are they aftermarket? No, they're original Honda wheels. OEM. That's what the DC5 Type R's came with. No joking. They're the same wheels I had on my car. Mine were silver, but look right here, same wheels. Same wheels. Rich Rod says our Type R wheels 17x7. They are. You know your specs. George says, wow, that's cool. Old School says, F their metal. Wing King can powder coat them, right? Yup. But yeah, honestly, I mean, for the time, like, you know, the wait around, like the turnaround time from powder coating and the price, I could just buy a brand new set of them. And that would be probably what's more practical for my time frame. Like a lot of people probably don't understand. You want to take your time building a car. I get all that, but I'm trying to get this fucker ready for Honda Day, which is in mid-September. It's the 15th and the 16th. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me. Getting all the parts here, waiting for shit, and trying to bust this out in 2.5 months. Like, it is going to be really stressful. I mean, it's already stressful just trying to get a car, you know? Cameron says they are plastic. I thought so. Old School says, oh, okay. Cameron says OEM from Japan, brand new. Yeah, ICB Motorsports in Arizona. They have the white ones. They're $165 for a set of them. They're $44 a piece. It's fucking crazy, man. It's a center cap. Like, crazy. Wayne King says sucks. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be a better design to make the metal because the wheel's metal and all that stuff. But I guess it's a weight savings thing, or I don't know, just easier to produce basically because it's plastic. One of the two. Cameron says with the red H. This is true. And you can get some replica ones for like $25 for a set of them. And I have them, and they really don't look that bad. But the only thing that's different about them, they're completely flat. And the real OEM ones have a concave type, almost like a contact lens. You know, they have like a oval swivel type deal. George says, what was the place in Arizona? ICB Motorsports. Old School says ICB. That's right. Yeah, ICB has helped me out so much. They have like so many hard to find DC5R parts. The brake duct kit, the shift, like the Type R shift knob and shift boot panel. I mean, anything basically. The thing that sucks about them is you cannot get DC5R seats from them because they're always sold out and they're hard to get. And ironically, the red Honda badge, like for the front, and it has the blue housing. They don't make that anymore. They don't stock it anymore. They stock the black and the white, but then the satin silver that I have and the fucking Arctic blue pearl, they don't stock them anymore. They're like out of stock, not getting any more. I was like, wow. So what I'm gonna have to do is take my silver one basically and get my pop or somebody in the paint shop to paint it Arctic blue pearl, which isn't, you know, it's not a big deal, but just another thing, another piece of the puzzle. Old School says motorsports. That's right. But yeah, anything that's really hard to find, they usually have it, except for the seats and the carpet. They never have those anymore. But yeah, guys, fucking summing it up. I'll keep you all posted tomorrow. I might do a live stream or, you know, film with my GoPro or something like that if the car's worthwhile with the seller and stuff, if he's cool with that. Or I'll just blur his face out and be like, hey, I have my right to film for my protection. I should just like have the camera in his face, be like, "This is going live to a computer right now. Everyone sees your face, so don't do anything shady. I'm Shades Wade." Oh man, that'd be funny as fuck. But yeah, guys, I'll catch y'all later, I think, unless y'all got any more questions or comments or anything. George says, "Cool, buddy. I'm out later, guys." Hell yeah. I'm going to laugh if I hear back from that dude that was supposed to meet up today. That'd be funny as fuck. Old School says, "Good luck, my dude. Hope it works out. I'm out. Pound a piece." Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support, all the good vibes. Hopefully we get a car tomorrow. Everyone have a good weekend and catch y'all later. Peace.